Well, it's Pacquiao against Margarito on Saturday at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, which, here's one for you fact fans, has the largest HD screen in the world. Let's talk to boxing journalist Kevin Iole. How are you, Kevin?
I am great, thanks. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What's the build-up been like to the fight in Dallas?
I can tell you this, that the interest in this fight exceeds, I think, any Manny Pacquiao fight that I've seen.
Wow.
And that would include the fight with Oscar De La Hoya. I think the fact that he was put in Congress and is now an actual a member of the House of Representatives in the Philippines has really kind of created a lot of extra interest, and there's been more media, more fan interest than any Pacquiao fight in the 10 years that I've covered him.
And a video has emerged. Tell us about this, showing Antonio Margarito mocking trainer Freddie Roach.
Well, yesterday, or actually late Tuesday here in Dallas, a video came out that showed Margarito and Brandon Rios, one of his training partners, along with Robert Garcia, who was his trainer, and they appeared to be mocking Freddie's symptoms of Parkinson's disease, tremors and things like that. In fact, Robert Garcia pointed to Brandon Rios and said, "There's Freddie Roach," and then it was just disgusting to see Rios make this move. But Margarito came to an undercard press conference today, and he apologized. Robert Garcia called Freddie Roach and said that he made a mistake and admitted that he was wrong for doing what he did. So they seem to have settled it right now. Margarito said that he has a family member that has Parkinson's, and that he actually he wasn't mocking Freddie Roach. He tried to say that he was just trying to act like he was afraid and made an inappropriate gesture, but that he wasn't mocking him. So it was a really unfortunate situation, but at least there was an apology.
Steve, for a guy who needs to make friends and influence people, he's not going about it a great way, is he?
Well, as Kevin knows, and Kevin's led the way here for us journalists, he's been a pioneer, Kevin. He's put his head out on the line. As Kevin knows, he's shown no remorse in any way, shape or form, and this just adds to it. This just adds to, in many ways, the shameful continuance of Margarito's career. I find it all a little bit, and I loved him as a fighter. That's what upsets me most, Kevin. I really loved Margarito.
Well, he's a guy that is hard not to like the style he fights. I mean, he was just he's a big, slow guy, but he really comes and he can take a punch, and he's willing to take three to give one. And he's one of those guys that when you watch him, I mean, you see him one time and you may not be that impressed, but you watch him over time and you say, boy, this guy knows what he's doing in there. And it's terrible that he put boxing in the position he did. And I agree with you. I think the biggest mistake, and the thing that I don't like is, all the joke, and, in that video that I referred to about the Parkinson's disease, they also got a hammer, and they were putting a hammer on his hand wraps. And, they've made light of what is a really serious situation.
Yeah. And it could get worse, guys, I think, because, I was there in the Philippines, 3 or 4 weeks ago now, and there was genuine concern, not just with Freddie Roach, but with others, about the amount of time that Manny Pacquiao was committing to his congressional duties. And it might well be, look, I still fancy Pacquiao because, the word is that Freddie Roach and the rest of them, and most importantly Pacquiao himself, has pulled himself around. But it could be that Margarito might find himself in the right place at the right time. And what a story that is for the sport.
And as for you, what sense do you get as well, Mike, having been and seen Manny Pacquiao? Will this be his last fight?
No, I don't think it will be. I think he still hankers after one that would absolutely cement his legacy, which would be against Floyd Mayweather. But we're moving into the same territory here. Floyd Mayweather is going to be facing some very serious charges, assault charges, in January of next year. I think he was in court this week, and it was adjourned until January of next year. So, that puts another impediment in the way of that fight that everybody on the planet wants to see and might never get to see. But I think whether he gets to Mayweather or not, Pacquiao will have at least one more after this, providing he wins on Saturday night. I think he might well have a rethink if he loses, and of course if he loses in a very close one, then there'll be a huge clamour for a rematch.
Mike, thanks to Kevin Iole in Dallas as well.